Men's Minute Modcast with his mate Mo. Episode 186.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Men's Minute Modcast with my mate Mo. Hey Mo.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Min.
The second topic for today I wanted to discuss is it's quite a topic that traditionally, us being men, don't really talk about. We see all the headlines around mental health and that sort of things, and everyone pays a bit of lip service to it. And I think it's changed over the last few years, where certainly, the messaging, the opportunities, organizations are discussing this topic a lot more. And one of the things I did recently was I volunteered to join this global organization called The Real. And the idea is just to give men some space. And the idea is you go on a walk sort of once a month and you can wear a cool cap that says The Real on it. And you go with other men. Ladies are invited as well. And it's just to kind of talk about things that are going on in your headspace, or just generally just having a conversation which is outside of just business chat and stuff, which I think is awesome, because I think generally it's still a bit of a topic that most people don't talk about generally. And then when it comes to people that look like us, it's again, our cultures are typically, yeah, you don't talk about that stuff, be a man. And you don't, and then you find still, to this day, you hear so many horror stories of people who are just like, kept it in their heads all this time, and then it's really affecting their personal lives, and it can also lead to like really bad sort of outcomes as well for individuals. So it's something. And then, as we're both in the entrepreneurial world as well these days, right, we get 100 knocks every day before we get someone who says, hey, this is interesting, or this is cool, here's some money, right? So we're kind of used to that and the effect that has on our mental health to keep going, where some days you could think, hey, I could just get a corporate career and go on easy street again. But I guess we're not geared like that at all. So yeah, I'd love your thoughts as to your personal journey, I know, which has been fascinating. The way you've shown more of your vulnerable side, which again, many years ago, people are like, what's that about? Why would you do that? Right? You've got to be strong. Because again, it comes back to the previous topic of just being your authentic self, which I think is so important, not only for yourself, but to show to other people that they can also be like that as well around you.
Yeah, that's this topic is something close to my heart. Of course, the journey has always been up and down as an entrepreneur, as someone just like with a growth mindset, just want to grow every day, do great things. I think one of the biggest things for me throughout the years has been just trying to be resilient against all the barriers that you have and expectations that you have from your own family, from the culture, from your environment. Like there's a lot of judging and looking at each other and all these things, right? Most of the time I say just focus on yourself. Like don't worry about people around you. That's where I got to individually for myself. Don't compare. Your journey is different to another person's journey. But that does put a mental pressure on you as an individual. Going home, you're like, okay, this didn't happen. 2 years in, I didn't get the clients that I wanted to. 3 years, or as I did in my post, I've spent over 100K spending on experimenting and trying to learn, right? That's like an MBA for itself, for
That's
me.
right.
So I'm okay with that. I'm happy with that. I would do it again, right? But for many, that tolerance level, it's really hard. We break. I have broken myself as well,
Mm,
Fra. It's the
mm,
reality, right?
mm,
There's ups and downs. Emotionally, one day you wake up, you're like, I
mm,
can't do this anymore. But the difference is that the true entrepreneurs, they say, I can't do this anymore, but I will. Because my goal, my outcome that I'm trying to
mm,
achieve is
mm,
bigger than me. And when you have that, things become easier. And always I ask and I tell people there's only one question you need to answer, right? In your whole life and career, if you keep answering this question, you'll be okay. And that question is asking why. Understanding your why and understanding why other people are doing things to you, the interactions. If you understand the whys around you,
mm, mm.
sometimes you won't, but if you just be curious and understand that, you'll be on the right path. It'll take some time, but you'll be on the right path. One thing is that when running a business, many don't say behind the scene what happens. You're a
Mm.
lot of the times 30 days
The
to,
overnight success.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. right? You just see the outcome. Oh, the guy became a millionaire. I say good on him. I say
Mm,
good.
mm,
Or I was many times like 30 days to, okay, I'm gonna run out of money. Like
mm,
literally, I'm gonna run
mm,
out of money. And the difficulty is that me trying to control myself and not bringing that feeling and emotions home, right, to the people around me and affecting the way it's really hard to separate this.
of course.
Really hard. But as the entrepreneurs of people, we gotta focus on trying to do our best because it's not right on the other people around us, that family, that friends, for us to bring that energy to
Mm,
them. But
mm,
of course, we have to give ourselves a slack and space to recover as well. So there's a balance that we need to find. But my hardship was like 30 days stress. I'm going to go out of business or I need to find something else to do. And it's happened multiple times up to now. No one says it. Everyone's like, okay, he's doing great. Like from the outside, oh man, he's made money. Or like most of the time, if you hear just a fact for people, if you hear someone making millions in a business, that doesn't mean he made money in the business. That's for the business.
correct.
Okay. So
Yeah.
sometimes the personal circumstance could be different to the business circumstance. It's a
Yeah.
separate end, right?
Yeah.
But they push this though. Like we raised $5 million or pounds. That's success definition is could be different for every single person.